Yes, as said, I am Matthew Schneider with OurEcolution. Our project is the next generation of low carbon and climate resilient building made out of agri waste. Uh, who we are is a group of 4 private companies as well as RISE. OurEcolution is a straw board materials supplier that specializes in both wheat, rice, and barley straw. So this being an agro waste, thus something that is able to be an excess material outside of what the food is used today. AVA Integral Structures is our engineering support staff, as well as Wood Tubes being the paper stud supplier that we have, as well with Visual ID. Visual ID is an architectural and industrial design firm. And what our process and project is that we've just kicked off in October is focusing all these trusted areas in the building industry and combining those to create a more circular design project. So one issue today, of course, is the world is growing, and the amount of construction that needs to happen for both new construction as well as rebuilding houses is massive, as we can see everywhere around the globe. And construction itself and buildings are part of 38% of global CO2 emissions, with the materials being roughly 13% of that. Now, what we're attacking here is a way to look and be able to sandwich our materials in a different way than what has been done. Because one of the things is, why should we look and see what these problems that we had done in the past and recreate them in the same way, especially when we're looking at building in the future as we focus on, especially with OurEcolution in the developing world. So, we're a member of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation partner, and we look into these things and realizing, the 4 key aspects there for a circular economy. And, for this, it's really what better aspects are there than using agro waste in the built environment, creating thus sustainable structures. By utilizing the materials that we have, we're able to have we're focusing on a closed loop environment, thus reducing the amount of need as well as reusing material and recycling the products as well. Some probably do not know, but straw, when we look into carbon storage, is an incredibly high carbon storage there. Thus, when we are able to take away cement and steel from projects, combining that with the wood tubes, we're able to have a very high carbon synced product going to market. Our project now is looking at what other materials we're able to sandwich together with ours and being able to create a fully circular product. Thus, when it's time for to take the building down, we're able to be able to put that back into the environment. So the boards themselves are fire resistant. They're sound absorbent, as well as we work with the Latin American Passive House Institute, where we are, on the natural temperature cooling, as well as these are able to be quick build time and user standard tools. So this is stuff that we're able to utilize the same knowledge, know-how with the carpentry that we have, thus, once we have things sorted with the project, it's just able to go out into the commercial market in a very quick way. So as I've addressed, the aim is to demonstrate the technical and economic feasibility by using agricultural waste straw as a primary building material for prefabricated medium-sized residential and commercial structures. Now, I think the key factor here is the economic feasibility. And thus being a waste material allows us to have this economic feasibility and look into decentralizing where we are bringing our product, thus as locally produced as possible. So at the end of the day, what we're focused on is 3 different types of wall systems. One, the lightweight inner wall sandwiching, thus your partitioning walls, as well as the heavy duty sandwich elements that are able to be the external wall. Today, we're looking the first one at flax-based biocomposite. However, that's just the first skin that we're looking at in this project. We're going to be looking at several others. And then also the third being the roofing element to this, realizing, the other aspects that we're able to utilize with the materials and seeing, what we can do with this in order to make the best possible affordable house. So this being a modular project where AVA has worked on modular houses before, and they're developing a system thus that this is able to be done in the factory level and in industrial scale. Thus working on these previous projects in the modular scale of understanding, okay, these materials were not what we have with our project, but building this out. So this implementation is a 36-month implementation where the first 5 are more on the demand, on the side of supply. I read somewhere yesterday that if all the straw was around the world was accessible, that it's 6 times the amount of cement that's actually used in the construction industry today. So there is a vast amount of supply out there. It's about just going to that and getting the processes going here. So I just got back from Indonesia a couple days ago. We're working with the Indonesian government on getting this going as well too. So working here in Sweden, but also with Indonesia. So concluding, environmentally friendly building concept, the affordability here is the key, because this is not going to be sustainable unless this is affordable to the masses. Empowering local economies, we go, and the concept is to create this Swedish knowledge and bring this to the local economies, thus it being affordable. Then not being so conscious on the supply chain coming from 1 or 2 particular markets, and utilizing the Swedish knowledge of, industrial manufacturing at the factory level for housing, and bringing that to local markets, as well as the healthiness of the buildings overall, utilizing natural agro waste instead of materials that are more harmful for your body. And then lastly, it's social justice, gender equity. The farming industry is an industry that has a lot of females and males in the industry, especially when we go to the developing world, thus being able to give more money into the pockets of those farmers. So thank you for your time, and please, if you have any questions.